believe they've gotten to the bottom of a grim discovery at this home on the city's west side. A little boy's body was found buried behind this garage. His mother is now accused of killing him.
Tell me, is it facts or opinions? You be the judge.
You'll have to decide. You'll have to decide. You'll have to decide.
Welcome to another Facts or Opinion, where everybody's got a fact and everybody's got opinion. I hope everybody's having a blessed day so far. First and foremost, I want to give a rest in heaven to a Zachary Pearson. And also because he ended up losing his life by the hands of his mother, Brandy Pearson. So y'all going to see this Detroit child that's 9 years old. Somehow the mother ends up with he has a 3-year-old brother, but the mother ends up renting a spot. She ends up one day decided that she was just going to, like, I guess, choke him, put him in a chokehold. You'll hear it in this video where it put him in a chokehold. She bought a shovel. She dug a shallow grave, and that's where he led. And somehow, I guess, a foot was sticking out and somebody saw it. So I'm going to let y'all watch this. It's very, very disturbing, very heartbreaking. And, yeah, mental health is real. Check this out.
Charges against 41-year-old Brandy Pierce for the murder of her 9-year-old son.
The cause of death found by the medical examiner was smothering and neck compression.
Authorities believe it happened in October of last year. Zamar's remains were not found until January 6 of this year, buried behind a garage at the rental home on Woodingham, where Pierce lived with Zamar and her other son, said to be 3 years old.
It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together and dug a hole in the background of the house on Woodingham, where she had been living for a short time.
Sources tell me Pierce moved into the house in early September of 2024.
It's sad, though. It's really sad that that happened.
One neighbor who did not want to be identified recalled an encounter with Pierce back in early November. She knew something was wrong. It was a month after authorities say Zamar was murdered.
As a woman, I'm like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, and then she would stand there, and then she would walk back. She'd stand there, walk back. So maybe something was wrong with her, I don't know, or maybe she was dealing with the issue of what she did.
Sources tell me the landlord went to the home to do some maintenance 2 days before Thanksgiving and found the home vacant. Pierce fled the state to Georgia with her 3-year-old son, where Worthy says he is now in foster care. Public records show Pierce was arrested in Brookhaven, Georgia, for cruelty to children in the first degree on December 20th. Pierce was arrested again in Cobb County, Georgia, on January 10th. For possession of a controlled substance and theft. Meanwhile, here in Wayne County,
we are charging Brandy Catrice Pierce today with 1 count of murder in the first degree premeditation. Count 2 is homicide felony murder.
The Detroit Police Department works relentlessly on behalf of victims, and we are confident that there will be accountability for this.
Now, Pierce is in custody in Georgia. Investigators are working to get her extradited back here to Wayne County, where she will face those murder charges.
This woman right here, 41-year-old Brandy Pierce, is charged with his murder. Let's get out to Sean Lay. He's live in that neighborhood tonight. And Sean, Prosecutor Worthy is calling this case the most callous she's ever seen.
Truly. So we want to get to the details of this horrible case first, and then listen closely to the reaction we are getting from people who know this mom.
I have stood at this podium many, many times and talked about how horrific, tragic, and shocking certain cases are. Each time thinking there are some future alleged facts that could be worse than what I'm talking about at the time. Knowing all the while, though, that there's always a worse set of facts on the horizon.
And those set of facts are sickening. Another child murdered, 9-year-old Zamar King, allegedly at the hands of his mother, 41-year-old Brandy Pierce. Sources telling me Pierce put her little boy into a chokehold, killed him, and buried his body back in October. It was on January 6th, a child's foot was seen sticking out of the ground on the side of this home on Woodingham. Wayne County Prosecutor Kim Worthy with more.
It's alleged that she purchased a shovel. She bound him by tying his hands and feet together and dug a hole in the background of the house on Woodingham, where she had been living for a short time. She then put him in this hole and covered him with dirt.
Once Zamar's remains were identified, his mother was found being held in Cobb County, Georgia, on drug and theft charges.
This case is rather shocking. In my 27-year career, I don't remember seeing anything like this.
That shallow grave is still there. People who knew the mother walked up to see that grave with me.
That's awful. That really breaks my heart because I got a 9-year-old at home and I can't imagine a baby being in that hole.
I've got 8.
That's a lot.
Damn. What was that woman thinking? Then being on the run, then she goes somewhere else. She's in Georgia. Then she ended up with charges of also child neglect of the 3-year-old. And then on top of that, controlled substance abuse. And what do y'all think about that? Just imagine. And here's my problem, that the grave is still open there. You know, like nobody came, and just as a community, people are walking past it. I understand it's unbelievable. But in the world we live in 2025, man, nothing's impossible. And that's really sad. A 9-year-old, what did a 9-year-old, I mean, think about it. You just took a 9-year-old's life like that with no, and you're his mother, the person that's supposed to nurture him and show him emotion and show him loving, unconditional. That's why I said it's crazy in this world we live in. What happened to the relationship with the parents and the child? Like, I mean, come on, man. And then for you to do that and be that heinous and then put it in your backyard on the side of the garage. And then the landlord said one day he came and that she was gone. And then somebody happened to see a foot sticking out of the ground. So y'all tell me what y'all think. What does that woman deserve? That woman, Brandy, does she deserve life in prison? Or wish they had that, I don't know, y'all tell me, I wish they had the lethal injection or something. Because to take a child's life, that man is so selfish and cruel when you've already lived your life and that child hasn't even started or began to live his life. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Peace.
Tell me, is it facts or opinions? You be the judge.
You'll have to decide. You'll have to decide. You'll have to decide.